Gaslighting. It's often used by some spouses when a marriage starts spinning out of control. But how can we recognize when it's happening? Here to help us is award-winning family lawyer, legal strategist, and best-selling author Joryn Jenkins. So thanks so much for joining us, Joryn. Can you explain to us what gaslighting is?
Gaslighting usually happens in a very close relationship where one party, usually a spouse, is trying to exert control over the other by manipulating them, by convincing them that they're misremembering things, that they're forgetting things, that they're losing things, by isolating them from their family, by making them feel alone, basically by taking power away from them and taking all the power for himself. And usually it's in my experience, it's been a he. But if you've ever seen the 1944 movie Gaslight, that's where the expression came from. And that was a husband with a wife victim.
Which can have some pretty intense consequences, not just for the victim, but if you add children to the mix, right? If it's between married couples with children, what sort of effect does that have?
Well, given that the manipulator wants to isolate the victim from family, that really includes their children or her children or his children if it's a she on he. And so what happens is they will alienate the children from the spouse. They'll tell the children that mom is forgetting stuff, that mom isn't herself, that she's imagining things. Same things that they'll say to the spouse herself. You know, you're crazy. That's not what I said. You said that. Or, you know, just diverting and isolating the spouse from the kids. And then the kids suffer, obviously.
So let's say that the person who is the victim in this case, how would they leave? Let's say if they're ready to leave the relationship. What are some tips for that?
Well, that's really the hard thing about this. It's such a manipulative technique, behavior, that the victim often doesn't realize it's going on. And so I often will tell clients who come to me with this kind of suggestion that they need to start keeping a record. Write down whenever he says you forget stuff. See how many times that happens. Because quite frankly, my husband tells me I forget stuff all the time. And it's true, I do. But we know this about me. I find my glasses in the refrigerator and then I remember, yeah, I was in there and I put them down to just take them out of the way. But in gaslighting, it goes to a higher level. So you're constantly losing things. You find your glasses in the refrigerator, but you didn't put them there, and you know you didn't put them there. So you start keeping a record to try and recover some of your sang-froid about your own sense of reality, because you're losing your sense of reality. He's taking it away from you. So you have to try and recover that. Once you've done that, you reach out to family, you talk to them, because remember, you've been isolated from them. So you want to talk to them and find out what stories the manipulator was telling your family about you, your friends. He'll alienate friends from you and tell you that they were talking bad about you. So you go to them and you say, you know, this is what I heard. Is it true? You start doing all that, and eventually, hopefully, you believe in yourself again. Maybe you're strong enough to make the decision to leave. Maybe you're not, but you go to a professional at that point and try to get more power in yourself so that you can make that decision.
So where can we go? Do you have a website where folks can go for some more information and some really great advice?
Well, as I said, my website is jorynjenkins.com. My law firm is openpalmlaw.com. Open, like a hand, open palm law, because an open palm holds more than a closed fist.
There you go. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Joryn Jenkins, on Good Day at 4. Thank you.